Today's legislation marks an important step towards ensuring New Yorkers with special medical needs who reside in healthcare facilities across New York City aren't left out in a storm of disorganization, red tape, and isolation during an emergency. There's an old saying that goes, those who fail to plan, plan to fail. And in the midst of an emergency, we can't afford to find out the definition of a failed plan. Today's legislation ensures transparency, coordination, and adequate tracking mechanisms are in place to prevent chaos and mishaps from occurring at the degree we saw during Irene and Superstorm Sandy. There's no reason that it should take a family member days to locate a loved one who was moved to a shelter following an emergency. We must do better. There's no reason that if giving enough notice before an emergency that healthcare facilities shouldn't have viable transportation alternatives in place beforehand. We must do better. The beauty of making mistakes is that you can learn from them and you can do better every time. And I just want to digress from this wonderful speech for a second and say during Irene, I remember I actually spent the night in shelters in both storms. And I remember some of the nursing homes being at one of my public schools. And when we were leaving, they didn't have a way to get back. And it took me around 2 hours to finally find the proper person at OEM to finally get them back to their healthcare facility. And they should not have had to endure that for so many hours. Today, the council simply says to New York's most vulnerable, we have your back. And we say to New York's most vulnerable, we did not forget about you. And lastly, we say we are going to do better by you with these 10 bills. So thank you.